Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Waha, Rakah, Kodash. Double honor unto my apostles and bishops of Great Millstone, and salutations to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel, which consists of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and also the Israelites scattered all around the world amongst these other nations, which we refer to as Israelite foreigners. My name is Kassad, and I'm here to bring out another lesson going into current events in the news pertaining to end time prophecies in the Bible. Okay. Now, this article is from CNN.com, and it is entitled, "America's Debt Problem is Storing Up Trouble for the Rest of the World." It says the high and rising level of U.S. government debt risk driving up borrowing costs around the world and undermining global financial stability, the International Monetary Fund has warned. The IMF said Wednesday that increased government spending, growing public debt, and elevated interest rates in the United States had contributed to high volatile yields or interest rates or treasuries, raising the risk of higher rates elsewhere. Okay. So let me get the scripture, because this economy is on its way out. The U.S. dollar is on its way out. Okay. This is all going back to biblical prophecy, because America is found in the Bible and is prophesied to come to an end. All right. This is Proverbs chapter 22 and verse 7. It says, "The rich ruleth over the poor, and the borrower is servant to the lender." All right. So yeah, the rich ruleth over the poor. Who's the rich? The wicked of the Bible, which are the Edomites, so-called white people. All right, because the earth was given into their hand. You know, the Most High set up the base man, the basis of men, to be in rule in these modern times. All right, and in this short span of rulership, they have done a lot of damage to the world, to the earth, and to the inhabitants of the earth, which are all these nations, beginning with the nation that they hate the most, which is the sons of the righteous, which is the children of Israel. All right. There's a scripture on usury. I'm gonna get that. This is Proverbs 28 verse 8. "He that by usury and unjust gain increase of his substance, he shall gather it for him that will pity the poor." Right? Because so-called white man, all right, he exercises usury, amongst God's chosen people. Of course, the Heavenly Father Yahweh, his only begotten Yahweh, the Heavenly Father Yahweh, and his people, the children of Israel. All right, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, he exercises usury upon you, as well as the other nations, and he doesn't show any mercy with that usury. As you can see, the interest rates is through the roof in this society, man. Okay. Anything that the so-called white man gives you, he's taxing you with no mercy, man. Debt levels to where it's damn near impossible to pay back. Okay, and that's why the housing market is all messed up. The auto market is all messed up. The stock market is in shambles. All right, it's because of the skullduggery, the oppression, and the deceit. All right, we know that the U.S. dollar is not backed by gold and silver or cattle. It's really not really backed by anything. The only thing keeping the dollar afloat is the oil. That's why it's called the petrodollar. And even oil prices is on the rise. Okay? So I'm going to read that again. It says, he that by usury and unjust gain increase of his substance, he shall gather it for him that will pity the poor. Right? Because Most High is going to take it out of his hand and give it to his people. Because he's basically just holding it for us. All right, I'll get Sirach 10 and verse 8. It says, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. All right, and that's exactly what's going to happen because of all the wickedness that they have done, man. All right. The scriptures say we shall go to the enemy for the want of all things. And those things that we desire, he's exercising usury to the extreme. Like I say, usury without mercy, to where it's like we're stuck in debt. We're in limbo. We're in the fucking twilight zone, man. We're in a fucking pit. As a matter of fact, since I said that, let me get the scripture on the pit. All right. I think it's Isaiah 51, verse 14. It says, the captive exile hasteneth that he may be loosed. Right. And the scripture says, surely oppression maketh a wise man mad. All right. A wise man is enraged. A wise man will be furious with the oppression. Okay. This man has profited off of free labor through slavery and through rape, robbing, and murdering. Removing ancient landmarks, coveting fields, taking them away by violence, as it says in Micah, the 2nd chapter. And then when you go to him to receive victuals, he's taxing you out the ass. And that's why the scripture say he's the devil, man. He's the devil. He's profane, man. It says the captive exile hasteneth that he may be loosed. Those that's in their right mind. All right, because we're the captives. We're the ones that's been pushed out of our holy land, because that's what the word exile mean. And we're hastening to be loose, man. The brothers that's in their right mind. Brothers that's been anointed with this truth. It says, and that he should not die in the pit, nor that his bread should fail. Right. The system, man. This trap, man. Okay. That's why the scriptures say in Nahum the 3rd chapter, this is a bloody city, and the prey departeth not. All right. So yeah, we looking to get up out of this system, man. We're hastening the day of the coming of Yahushua, man. All right. And as time goes on, this society is going to get worse and worse. So fuck these people, man. I guess I'll close with Habakkuk 2. Matter of fact, I'll get this real fast. And then get Habakkuk and then close out. All right. Sirach 21:4. To terrify and do wrong will waste riches. Thus the house of proud men shall be made desolate. Right. And that's what Esau's been doing, man. He's been terrifying. He's been terrorizing people, man. Read Luke the 16th chapter, dealing with the poor man and the rich man. How the rich man didn't have no mercy on the poor man. All right, and the poor man died basically in hell. And hell is conditions played out on earth. All right, the conditions that we're in is terrifying, man. It's terrible, man. We're being terrorized, man, by Esau Edom, man. Why? Because they refuse to let us go. All right, they refuse to pay back what they stole. Okay, and so forth and so on. Now let me get Habakkuk the 2nd chapter and wrap this thing up. Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 6. It says, shall not all these take up a parable against him and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? This is talking about the Edomites, because they increased in that which is not theirs, which is these different lands, these different resources. Okay. And it says, how long? And to him that laddeth himself with thick clay. So these nations are rising up against Esau Edom. You have the Persians, all right. You have the BRICS alliance, China, Russia, India, South Africa, all right, North Korea, all right, and the list goes on. These nations rising up against this place, man, and this system, and trying to move away from it, man. And that's why it is heavy tension right now between Israel and Iran. They're going back and forth, shooting missiles at each other, destroying each other's bases, nuclear sites, and all these things. All right? Because these nations, they hate America. All right, and they're looking to they're hastening the downfall of this place. So read on, it says, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his, how long? And to him that laddeth himself with thick clay. Yeah, Esau covereth himself with that thick clay, that thick clay. When you look up the Hebrew word, I believe it's ibatyat, which is heavy debts. Right, we know that the U.S. is hundreds of trillion dollars in debt. To who? To all the nations that they borrowed from. Okay. And that debt will never be paid back, because the U.S. dollar is not worth anything. And that's why these nations are moving away from it. Okay, so As you've seen in this article, America's debt problem is storing up trouble for the rest of the world. Okay, what we're going to see in the near future is hyperinflation. We're going to see a global reset. We're going to see chaos in the streets. We're going to see food shortages, supply that was once in abundance. It is going to become a high in demand. Okay, we're going to see blood shed in these streets because of the tribulation, man. All right, power outages, cyber attacks. All right, these are all going to tie into each other and link to each other to bring this place crumbling down, because there will be a Jacob's trouble. All right, so we're going to continue to do this work, and Lord willing, continue to do this work and stay on watch for these news updates and these prophecies. All right, so Lord willing, this lesson was edifying, and with that, I'm going to say shalom.